All right, welcome back for round two. We're diving back into edeXa, remember?
Yep, edeXa, the hybrid blockchain platform for businesses, organizations, and public authorities, all that good stuff.
Exactly. Last time we sort of laid the groundwork, gave everyone the edeXa 101. But today, we're going deeper.
Behind the scenes, the who and the how.
The gears turning, the people making it happen, and the product, which isn't just some idea on paper.
It's live, real users, real impact.
Which brings me to something I found really interesting prepping for this keys. edeXa's already seeing massive user growth.
Yeah, like massive 250% increase in daily active users. That's not just a little uptick.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, are businesses finally starting to get blockchain? I mean, for years, it felt like all talk and no action.
Right, a lot of hype. But those daily active user numbers, that shows actual engagement, people using it, getting value.
So maybe the tide is turning, and
Well,
edeXa is right there riding the wave.
They've got this thing called the Web3 Business Connector, which I know sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
A little bit, yeah. Can you break that down for us normal folks? What is it and what does it actually do?
Sure. Basically, it's like a translator between the old school way businesses operate and this new blockchain world.
A bridge between the two.
Yeah, exactly. So businesses can integrate blockchain stuff into their existing systems, without having to rip everything out and start from scratch.
So less disruption, more, practical application.
Totally. Like, you can start using smart contracts, get that transparent record keeping, all the blockchain benefits without the massive tech overhaul.
Okay, that makes sense. But give us a concrete example. How are businesses using this connector thing right now?
Supply chain management is a big one.
Ah, yeah, supply chains. Always a headache, right? So many moving parts.
Exactly. And the Web3 Business Connector lets you track goods in real time, every step of the way, from where they start to where they end up.
Creating a record that can't be messed with, tamper-proof, right?
Yep. Increases transparency, reduces disputes, and even helps prevent fraud.
I bet that's a huge selling point.
Oh, and another big plus, zero gas fees on their permissioned blockchain.
Wait, zero gas fees. So no extra cost for businesses to use it. That's pretty unheard of.
It's a game changer for sure, because one of the big criticisms of blockchain is that it can be expensive to use, especially for businesses.
Yeah, you hear that a lot. Too expensive, too complicated, not worth the hassle.
Exactly. But edeXa's flipping the script on that.
Making it accessible, affordable.
Which goes back to what we were talking about earlier, right? Those user numbers. Businesses see the potential and they're jumping in.
Speaking of potential, we've got to talk about the team behind edeXa. Over 50 people, developers in India, HQ in Europe. That's a global operation.
Yeah, and that's not by accident. It's about having a diverse set of perspectives, being able to tap into talent from all over the world.
Not just building a platform, building a global ecosystem.
And they're not newbies either. This mature product, it's the result of years of experience knowing what works, what doesn't.
And they're gearing up for a big initial edeX offering, an IDO. Plus, they've partnered with some serious launchpads.
Which is huge. An IDO is basically a way for crypto projects to raise funds, get their tokens out to the public.
Crowdfunding, but for crypto.
Exactly. And those launchpad partnerships, those are like stamps of approval. They vet projects, help make sure the IDO goes smoothly.
So it's about more than just the money. It's about credibility, attracting investors who believe in the long-term vision.
Exactly.
Okay, last thing I want to touch on is the community aspect. edeXa's got over 70,000 active community members.
Active being the key word. They're not just numbers on a screen. They're engaged, providing feedback, shaping the platform's future.
So it's a two-way street. The team builds, the community responds, and edeXa evolves.
It's a true open source collaboration, and that's what's so exciting about this space.
Okay, before we wrap up, I have to ask about edeXa's dual ledger design. What's the deal with that?
The Duo Ledger. That's their secret sauce, their innovation. It's this hybrid approach, blending a permissioned blockchain with a public one.
Two blockchains in one. Why do that?
Think of it like this. The permissioned blockchain is for private, internal transactions, where you need control and efficiency. But then the public blockchain is there for transparency and security for those transactions that need to be out in the open.
So the best of both worlds. Control and transparency, all in one platform. That's pretty clever.
It's a unique approach, for sure, and it seems to be working.
Well, we've covered a ton today, from the tech behind edeXa to the people building it to the community that's supporting its growth. It's been a wild ride.
And we're just getting started.
Any final thoughts before we sign off? What's the one thing that's really stuck with you about edeXa?
I think it's their commitment to building something that's not just cutting edge, but also practical. They're not just chasing hype. They're solving real-world problems.
Building for the future, but with their feet firmly planted in the present.
Exactly, and that's what sets them apart in my mind.
Well said. It's been awesome exploring edeXa with you. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll be back soon with more insights from the world of blockchain. Until then, keep exploring.